This panel discussion is about strategic storytelling, leveraging PR to amplify your marketing message. This session is going to be chaired by Soumyajit Mahapatra, Chairman, Public Relations Society of India, Kolkata chapter. Give it up for Mr. Mahapatra, please, ladies and gentlemen. Can we please have Mr. Mahapatra over here on stage to moderate this wonderful session? Give it up for him, please, ladies and gentlemen, all sourcing. Can we please clap louder? Let's show some more energy and excitement. Even they're clapping, yes, of course. Alright, so for this session, he'll be joined on stage by Akhil B Paul, founder and CEO, Maya Beers Group. I hope I got the pronunciation right. It's Akhil B Paul, founder and CEO, Maya Beers Group. Can we please give a huge round of applause for Akhil B Paul as well. Our next speaker is Aninda, Vice President Marketing from Infinity Group. Can we please have a huge round of applause for Aninda, Vice President Marketing of Infinity Group. We also have the pleasure of having with us Chitralekha Banerjee, Editor and PR Manager, Vote and Panel, Keshan Info. Give it up for Chitralekha Banerjee as well, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. You know, एक चीज बताऊं, surprise factor. There are hidden cameras over here. Whoever has been most encouraging and सबसे ज़्यादा जो ताली बजा रहे, they're actually getting a special gift at the end. So you know you actually have a reason right now to clap. देखो सर तुरंत activate हो गए वहाँ पे. Over there as well. So you actually get a special goodie if you are constantly encouraging towards all the winners and the speakers over here. We also have Gulrez Alam, founder and director from Teamology over here. Give it up for Gulrez as well, please. Lovely man. We have Shalini Mukherjee, Deputy Manager, Corporate Communications, ArcelorMittal Design and Engineering Center. Is it Arcelor or is it Arcelor? Arcelor, okay. ArcelorMittal Design and Engineering Center. Ladies and gentlemen, the second last panel of the day. Please give it up for our speakers as they take over and take us for an exciting journey of learning. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Soumyajit is transferring the baton to Soumyajit. Do you have the attention right now? Or we were supposed to come here at 4:55. Right now 5:35. So our panel is definitely over. But if you tolerate us, we will try to do justice to the panel. Are you ready? No awaj. Where to send the story? Please. Sitadi is only raising hand, but no awaj. चाय कॉफी का जरूरत है तो अंदर में दे दीजिए. चाय कॉफी. Rupa, you have your run here so that you catch attention. She is a very good marathon runner. Am I right? What is the total kilometer you have still run? Huh? Sorry? Okay. And wherever you see any marathon in Kolkata or around Kolkata, Rupa is there. Am I right? And please follow her and see the reels. I am not doing publicity for her because I am trying to engage our audience. So this is CMOs Charcha. Vijaya has invited us for this beautiful panel discussion, and with your permission, we all are starting. So let me first ask, this is CMOs Charcha, 20-second time for everybody. What is Charcha? How do you define Charcha?
I think Charcha is something which should come from the heart, core of your heart. And you really like something, then actually it's a Charcha. Otherwise it's boring.
He has not utilized even 20 seconds. That means he's a very good storyteller. We will come to Akhil's 15 years journey and experience and storytelling. He started his career from such a humble thing. Now you all know where Maya Beers is. Now let me go to Aninda. Aninda's story revolves around Pondicherry and Darjeeling when it comes to the personal soul. And now, how do you define this Charcha within 20 seconds?
Charcha for me is more of a Golpoguja of Adda. That's according to me is Charcha.
Okay, everybody is very pleased doing justice to this time loss. Now going to Gulrez. Any clue how do you define Charcha?
In my sense, I think it's knowledge sharing, like very common information you have and you are having a general conversation.
That's Charcha to me. Okay. So now, normally we say ladies last. Starting with Chitralekha.
I never thought that would be an opening question, but then to me, Charcha is in Bengali, as we say, Onushilan or practice, maybe practices. Charcha means practice.
Compulsion on you, what you this is not a scripted thing, that is why she's telling I was not prepared. So what about Shalini? Shalini is also a very good dancer. I'm not doing a publicity for her because there is no scope of dancing here. So how do you define Charcha? 20 seconds time.
So basically this is, I would quote one of my family members. He says, "Nahi karoge kharcha, to kaise hoga charcha." So that is all about Charcha. Whether it is monetary investment or time or intellect, it is all about investment. That is how I would define it. Thank you.
ने बहुत किया है सुबह से चाय lunch, though we are not come during the lunch time and we will be missing the dinner also. We have other engagements. The Charcha is over. Anybody from you want to define Charcha? How do you define Charcha? This is the first 3 minutes for the audience engagement. The Guru is here.
Well, to use simple Bengali vernacular, Charcha এমন একটা জিনিস যেটা খুব একটা খরচা করতে লাগে না। বাঙালি আড্ডা is equal to vernacular Charcha.
Beautiful. He is an icon in Kolkata's cultural circuit. Since this is not the publicity forum, he has not paid me anything, so this is enough. So now we are coming directly to the topic. Strategic storytelling. There are 3 components in the panel. Strategic storytelling, leveraging PR or public relations. The Doyle is here. Rita Bhimani, whenever anybody speaks about PR, the name comes Rita Bhimani. And next, amplifying the marketing message. So it's a very complex subject. We do not know how we will develop it. But one message is clear, that like the social media, we every time say there is a call to action. So if your story is not having call to action, the whole message. And if your story is not having the build-up procedure, then the emotion is not there, the message is lost. So let me start with A for Apple on Aninda. How do you say the story, strategic storytelling, what are the basics? Very short answers so that we can talk.
No, so according to me, I think each person will have different views. But for me, storytelling is more like building a relationship. And in the relationship, if I use the word strategic, it doesn't go well. People will think that okay, why is strategic? So the relationship has to come from within. So storytelling has to be from within. The strategy and all, we have to move much beyond it. And that's what in my day-to-day, work arena also, I come from Infinity and we have to bring more investments in Bengal. The different kinds of companies are coming. And when we have to keep telling the story of Bengal, as it is very difficult. But, I cannot blame any government that they are not telling the story and how they bring investment in Sector 5. But I have to tell the story of Sector 5. I have to tell the story of, about my Bengal. And if I'm doing it, and if people are telling me, okay, there is a strategy behind it, okay, fine, I accept it, as long as it is for my Bengal. If it's for my Bengal, if I have to use strategy to do a storytelling, I accept it, I'll do it.
So now I'm going to Gulrez. He is doing digital PR. So I'm not giving publicity. Don't give business for this words. Gulrez, you are developing storytelling across Indian platforms, many platforms, we have many clients. But I do not want to pull the clients in. I want a simple answer. In the digital domain, across all channels, what is the first 3 bullet points your team works out to develop a story strategy?
Firstly, we more focus on our audiences and our users. So, firstly, we focus on our audiences, which are like if we are doing any activity in the geographical and what are the mediums we are going to use in the applications, and the authenticity of the storytelling is more important, because if the value is not there in the storytelling, it will give a negative publicity and negative branding. So these 3 pillars are very important before planning or analyzing any storytelling.
Thank you. And now I'm coming to a man. He himself is a story. In the first year, I'm not going to disclose the revenue of his company, but the bandwidth of his company has gone manifold. And it all started with personal story, then company story, then other client story. So I'm asking Akhil, how do you develop story? Because if you do not reasonably analyze your story, your organization story, you cannot relate the client story. So the question to you, how do you define strategic storytelling? Then we'll come to other points.
Thank you, Soumyajit. First of all, good evening to everyone present here. It's a very rightly asked question and at the right time, I would say. While Aninda said that Gulrez also, I'll just take that forward itself. If I talk about how to, make a garland of a, connected stories. So still, I think it's in the very basics. I mean, whoever is present here, probably this election and post-election has been a quite critical, telecast. What everybody has actually observed. And we've got a lot of stories out there, and that has probably the reflection of the strategy that has gone behind it, whoever it is, I'm saying. So that's all those stories that has come up at the later stage or post-election has quite a long research and all things. So I think those are all basics. Let it be election stories or let it be stories of a brand or when you are doing marketing. Still it lies on that 5 basics, I think, what we call actually 5 P's of marketing. It's basically, I think, product, price, promotions, places and people. Now all 5 things are very well interconnected. Because when you make a story, we can definitely, probably when we take a book from a store, we think that story probably suddenly happened. No, it's not. It is a successful story or whatever we see as a very best-selling book that has come from all these 5 things only. And over here I'll say I'm still stick to that 5 P's only. And I can give you a few examples also. And that man I always follow as well. He's a guru of ad. So everybody has seen a lot of advertisement of Pidilite or these chemicals and all. Those are all basics. If you still can remember, the moment I tell you that a lot of people just hanging on a truck and the truck is going over the desert and people are stuck. Just a simple story. The truck is only moving over the desert. Maybe 100, 200 people are hanging on that truck and it is saying, Majboot ka chor tootega nahi. That's a very basic which connects your product. Finally promotions comes, the people where you are connecting it. So that way I think these 5 P's stays quite there itself. Just the benefit I can say for today's generation is we have a lot of tools which were not available those days. Like data, big data, which is a humongous amount of data that's been crunched into quite insightful guidelines which you can actually take forward for making your stories. So I don't think story, definitely the emotion, but at the back, the skeleton is basically all these 5. So big data, your AI, these are all giving you quite a handy help basically to create a story. So I think that 5 P's that
Right.
the strategic story.
We will come to other points once again. And from the audience, do you connect to any old such kind of stories which used to come in the Doordarshan? One little girl dancing around. What was a very famous brand. Nirma. So today we are discussing in a panel about the storytelling. Do you remember one soap brand? What was the soap brand? Lady. Very good. So all of you are very prudent, very intelligent, and you understand what is story. And you see that we people have been brought here to make you again understand what is storytelling. So until and unless one story is inside you, you will not believe the thing. Am I right? Right or wrong? Sora, ठीक, बांग्ला ठीक, क्या है हिंदी में क्या है ठीक, very good. So you remember the brand stories? There are many brands from last 20-30 years. When Doordarshan came, most probably in 1975. 75? Yes, 75. So almost 49 years. So when Doordarshan was there, no electronic video was there. These brands came and owned the heart. So now I'm coming to Chitralekha. Chitralekha is working for the last 14 years, elevating such a product which you cannot believe. Any wood is there? Video. This is wood. So where we are sitting, wooden chair, so far. And Chitralekha is working with something. How do you tell story, develop story for your wood company?
Yes, to all of us, in fact, before I joined this magazine, Wooden Panel, it was, to me, I was like, what do I write about wood? We write about the journey of a tree from a log to a furniture that is made, like this chair. So every day when I sit down and when I start writing a story, I think about what a log goes through before becoming a furniture, what are the processes. So that is what we write about. That is what that makes our story. I will continue with Akhil's 5 P's. I will add one more. The 6th P is passion. If you have passion for something, you can go ahead with a story. You can make a story out of anything. You just have to think from that point of view what my audience wants. My audience are mostly woodworkers. They are into the woodworking industry. They are looking for the wood, the details. So I write with passion, and that makes all the difference.
Should we stop here? Are you consuming our thought process? Is it resonating or it is reaching your ears and souls? So that is why when Vidya told actual lady and a panel thake, na plus one thake. So I'm going to the plus one. She has a passion for dance, but she's not able to pursue. Whether that gives her pain when developing story for her organization. Presently, she is in one international organization. Before that, one national company. But my question, in your new assignment, how do you develop? It's a very challenging. This company had not been any design center in India or Kolkata. So it's a very challenging job, and whatever I know that whomsoever you are reporting, even not physically, you are not able to talk to them. It's in the international arena. It's a very difficult. How do you work? The question, please answer very briefly. How do you develop the story for your designs?
So basically, ArcelorMittal is a steel giant, and almost everybody knows about it. Globally, it is a steel giant. Here in India, in Calcutta, they have developed a design and engineering center. That means we are dealing with humans, brains. That is our product. All our customers are ArcelorMittal plant and other segments and units. So while we are making stories, our employees are our ingredients of the story. They are the protagonists, and their life, their dedication, their hard work should not go unseen. And that is how I have been trying to build the story for my organization right now, which is very different from the previous organization. It was a different kind of industry, it was power industry. And there we were talking about business sustainability, which is based on social sustainability. So we were talking about society. It is very different right now. So yes, it is hard work and storytelling, story making and story building, whatever, however you name it, there is a lot of passion and heart which is involved. You need to have a connection as well.
Thank you, Shalini. Gulrez, are we leveraging PR for strategic story, this thing, or when you are developing a good story, strategically storytelling, the PR is automatically there. For any bad product or bad service, PR is not there. It is not existent. So when you are doing good storytelling, the style is good, the emotion is good, the call to action is good, people can connect to the content, then the PR is automatically taken care. Do you agree with it?
Yes, sir. The storytelling is done greatly and well researched. It gives you best results. Last year we did a campaign with Nippon Express. The storytelling was share or light. It means like the story was behind like old age homes. Those sons or maybe their relatives are living remotely, maybe abroad, and I was taking care of that. So nobody is there to celebrate except the staffs are there. So the story was that why don't we are doing some donations and all, why don't we buy lights and buy diyas and went to those old age homes and share our light. So this not only bring the more eyeballs or website traffics and all, but also it helps the campaign or brand to get more sign-ups for the insurance.
Okay, one question and before that I go to Aninda. Aninda, though he is coming from a real estate company, they have another venture where they are trying to do some CSR activity for the old age people. And how difficult we are getting information that India is a land where people from international area comes here to stay because the cost of living is very low. So there you need to tell story or you need to do marketing for your new venture.
So before I come to your exact point, before I answer you, another important aspect, I think very important in storytelling is the responsible storytelling aspect. Today in Bengal, if you see the current scenario, most of the brain drain is happening. It's very important, ladies and gentlemen, to keep telling to the market, to the outside world, the real stories of Bengal, the real stories of our startups, of our mid-level companies, so that the students who are passing out, because if we don't retain talent, how can new companies will come in? Everybody is going out. So storytelling from that aspect, from a corporate aspect, is very important. To whom? Are we able to tell the stories? How many students who are passing out they know about MyBS? Sure. How many knows Tekshu was here? How many knows about Aji's company? How many knows about different companies which are there in Bengal who have done, who have grown, and yet they are thinking that okay, I have to join maybe Cognizant or something like that. There are many others. So responsible storytelling is very important. Now back to Shomoda's question. We have a senior living facility which we have set up. Again thinking about that, a lot of people, lot of talents who have gone out of Bengal, out of country. Their elders are staying here, and so we have built something called Jagriti Dham. And there also we have to keep saying to a lot of people, people keep thinking that okay, it's a Vindhashram. No, it's not a Vindhashram. It's a facility where, it's a 5-star facility where all the medical facilities are there under the one roof. So every day which I face is I have to keep telling stories to different audiences, but the story at the end of the day has to be very responsible, authentic, and reliable. That is what my take is.
Now we are going to discuss about the amplifying marketing message. Is there any form that only we will do the marketing? And I will also take here a little help of technology. Now IoT has come. So whether you are looking at the PR or advertising or the thing, the billboards, have you ever come across any IoT oriented billboard? Anybody of you? That you are looking at the billboard and it is being counted. How many people saw the billboard? Anybody saw here in Kolkata? Anybody? Arey bhai, no to bolo? No, very good. But I know that it is available in Bhubaneswar. IoT device is fitted there in the billboard, and Akhil, you can elaborate it?
Yeah, I'll try to. Due to my professional know-how, I might just little elaborate it. First of all, though, when this kind of technology, when we actually implement, we have to also take our client as a stakeholder of the whole process. Because today, just before getting the exact answer again, I'll just try to say, we have stopped basically educating our client. And also the agencies who are working as a strategizer or as a creative agency or whoever basically helping the clients, they have stopped almost interacting or educating the client because they fear that if I say no to this particular idea or something that my client is saying, then I might lose my business due to my competition. So they don't try to educate. So the client whom I am interacting with, these all technologies has to be as per their requirement. First, that has to be understood. Like as you said, IoT. So the kind of billboard that you can create is basically on a lot of different reasons. Basically. So you might only want to capture data. You might only also know your pattern of your customer. Suppose I'm having a billboard which is IoT enabled, and there is a sensor. That sensor can tell you how many customer or how many viewers I have actually concentrated on which part of the billboard. Suppose I'm saying in the billboard there are 5 different products of my company. So maybe few clients are looking at, few of the viewers are looking at one particular image and somebody is not on that. So that way you can actually capture on that billboard because it is mostly now measured marketing that we are doing. So if it is an IoT based product, billboard, then in that sense, okay. So if it is IoT enabled billboard, your customer first has to tell you what he exactly wants, and then you can actually give that. So I just give an example of one particular billboard where you give just a retina sensor, and from that you can actually track which part of the billboard or the product has been mostly seen. And then you can actually track and accordingly. And these days this is also happening in a lot of digital and social media platform as well. If your screen has a retina sensor, so maybe Coca-Cola is showing one product or even a product which is shown in the thing, maybe there is a female and male. If you are looking at the male figure mostly, so they know you might be more interested, your orientation even. So if you are looking at the male figure mostly and not the female figure and female figure, that way when you can calculate the orientation of your customer also. So you can go to any minute.
Thank you, Akhil. And
thank you.
Our scheduled time have been reduced, and we are just thinking that it was not for us anyway. But now we are taking. I verified the thing, so we cannot speak more. Okay, that's a story for us. So we would have reduced 2 speakers if we would have done. We are doing events. It's not the organizers we can blame. So nice meeting all of you. The story is keep telling stories. And if any one of you want to ask any question, 1 minute is for the whole audience, and then we automatically the session is done. There is no summing up time, okay? So thank you, Anne.